Hey guys, how are you? I'll just wait for some people to pop on. I feel like there's a huge delay on Facebook Live. So I'll just wait a little bit. I'm struggling with wanting to train and then share it in some other groups as well. That's why I was asking if that other video showed up, but I have a feeling that you can only see a video from a closed group if you're also if you're in both groups. So that's my struggle. I don't know. So I'll just wait for a few people to pop on. I can't see comments. Like, how do I see comments? I hate this. Like, I feel like, oh, okay, swipe left. Left? Hold on. Can you guys say hi if you're here so that I can like figure out, hey, okay, it's working. Hi, Carrie. Okay, good. Last time I did a video, it was in my Australia page. I couldn't see. People were saying hi and comments, and it was difficult. Okay. So I'll get started and people can kind of watch the replay. So today we're going to talk about how to talk to people, which I feel like is the most frustrating topic or the most difficult that people find. And so I'm going to kind of break it down into different topics. We're going to talk about this system, how to get started, how to talk to people. We're going to talk about the follow-up. We're going to talk about, reasons to follow up. We're going to talk, I'm going to break down the system. Say hi when y'all are here. I'm going to talk about reasons to follow up, when to follow up, how to track it, language to follow up with people, and stuff like that. Okay, so let's dive into it. Okay, so essentially every single person in this page is brand new, okay? And I want to start off by saying that I know that it's difficult and I know that you're nervous and unsure about how to talk to people. You maybe don't want to talk to people. Hey, love. Hi, Meredith. I miss you. And I just want you guys to understand that I get it, and that it is a process, but I'm going to be really real and raw with you. No one is going to come like banging down your door to buy product from you. So there are other things that we can do, which I'm teaching you about, attraction marketing and posting on Facebook and stuff like that, and branding yourself, which will essentially bring more people to you so you can have better conversations. So I also want to say that if you don't just start talking to people about this, you're never going to get better. So you get better and better and better the more that you talk to people, okay? So I'm going to break this down. We're first going to talk about the system, okay? Essentially, every single person is going to have a list, okay? And you have to have a list of some sort. I hate to tell you, but you really can't wing it. If you're going to be talking to a lot of people, you have to have some way of tracking them, okay? So I started by creating a list, and I heard about this list from Sarah Robbins, and essentially it is like the Bible of your business. So figure out what type of person you are, if you're a pen and paper girl, if you're like a spreadsheet or an Excel person, whatever it is, and figure out a way to write down every single person that you know and every contact that you have. Doesn't mean that you're going to talk to them right away, but it's important that you have, a list of some sort, okay? So if you're new to Facebook, or if you're new to our team or new to this group, which mostly all of you guys are, hi babe, you're going to download a copy of your Facebook, okay? So if you go into settings, there's going to be like general settings, and it will have a little thing at the bottom when it has like your name and your password and your email and stuff like that. At the very bottom, it will say download a copy or archive of your Facebook data. Okay, so you're just going to follow the steps that it takes you through. Okay, you're going to have to enter your password a few times, and essentially you're going to get an email from Facebook. It takes a while, so just be prepared that you might have a lot of data like I do. I've been on Facebook since 2007. So you're going to get everything sent to your email, and it's going to be broken up into different folders. There's going to be like photos, friends, and stuff like that. So in your email, you're going to click on the friends folder, and you're going to open it up, and it's going to have every single one of your friends, everything, the people who you have, the people who follow you, the people who you follow, even people who have deleted you. So you're going to print that out, and you're going to start creating some sort of list or tracking method, okay? And as you do the income producing activity checklist that I gave you, which is, right, income producing activity checklist consists of adding 5 to 10 new Facebook friends a day, reaching out to people, following up with people, posting on Facebook, and doing personal development. Okay? Those are the 5 things that you need to repeat in your daily planner every single day if you are wanting to grow a business and build that residual income. Okay? So now you're thinking, how do I talk to these people? Okay, so it's simple. We have to remember that we have to be ourselves. There is such thing as giving too much information, so I'm going to give you an idea. Okay, so after you have your big master list, I would break it down into like a month. So maybe you have 25 or 30 names on your list of people that you feel like would be a good fit for this business, or they could benefit for the product, or you would love to work with them. Okay. So then you can put that on a smaller list on pen and paper, 25 to 30 people, whatever. Okay. And you're going to reach out to 5 people a day or talk to 5 people a day. So it's important that you go and check out their Facebook page first. So figure out what they're up to. I wouldn't suggest reaching out to them if they like maybe just had a baby, just had surgery, their dog died, someone died in their family, or something traumatic. Okay, so it's important to do your research before you reach out to someone. Maybe it's been a while. Maybe they've been your Facebook friend for a long time and you lost touch, or they're an old high school friend or a college soccer teammate. So go and check out their Facebook profile and see what they're up to so that you can have a good idea of what's going on and you don't kind of look stupid when you're reaching out to them and catching up. And your message is going to be, you can like and comment on some of their stuff first so that they in turn see what's going on with you. You can start a conversation just by catching up, or you can use my simple language that is very effective in reaching out to people. And it's something like this, okay? Hey Meredith, how are you? It's been such a long time. Your kids are so cute. Congratulations on your new baby. He's just the most adorable thing I've ever seen. I love seeing your pictures. Anyways, I was reaching out to you because I would love to catch up with you. I'd love to tell you about what I've been up to, share my story with you. If nothing else, we can catch up. And that's it. Okay, you're not really saying your business. You can say that you'd love to share your story, catch up with what you've been up to and things like that. And it's a great way to talk to people. Okay, so you don't really want to send, very scripted, You don't want to send a very scripted and spammy message that tells your entire life history, like everything about the company and everything like that. Like, chances are they probably have heard about it in some capacity. They may not understand it or know, but you're wanting to just relate to them. Okay. And then you start the conversation that way. If they don't respond to you, that's okay. I want you guys to remember that people say no for a variety of reasons first. Every single person on this team said no first, okay? No means I need more information. No means not right now. No means, I don't really understand what's being presented to me. And no just means they may not get it, okay? Or it might be the wrong timing, or they read the message and they were at a stoplight or changing a diaper and they forgot about you, okay? That happens to me a lot and I feel badly. I'll go back through messages or even text messages and realize I haven't replied to someone. In my head, I've replied, and then I just haven't hit send, or I completely forgot, okay? We all have a lot going on. So just remember not to take it personally when people don't respond to you initially, okay? Sometimes it takes a long time for people to come around, but that's why it's important that you're talking to a lot of people over a long period. Okay, so I talked about my reach out language, and essentially what that first message is to kind of pique their interest, and maybe they'll see more about what's going on in your life, okay? And then you're going to be using attraction marketing on your Facebook profile to draw those people into you, pique their interest, okay? Which we talked about in the social media do's and don'ts, okay? Okay, so after you've piqued their interest, or maybe they've approached you first, they've asked you questions about the product, and you're nervous about not like just spewing out Rodan and Fields vomit all over them and telling them like the entire company story, product story, right? So it's great that they've shown interest in you. And the first thing you need to kind of do is like, take a deep breath. You're very excited. Someone's shown interest. It could be your potential first sale, okay? If this is like your dirt list, or maybe after your dirt list. So after that, I like to kind of become sort of a private investigator. So you want to know about them. You know, what are they up to? You know, you're going to share like why you've initially reached out to them. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, I'm so excited about my business or whatever. And then you're going to ask them about them. Or if this person reached out to you about their skin problems, you're going to start asking more questions. And you always have to then revert to being like a private investigator in your conversations with people. People love, love, love to talk about themselves, okay? They just do. So if you're acting interested and you are interested in finding out all about them, then that's what they like. So start asking questions like, tell me about your skin. Okay, what are you using now? What are you looking for? And then present what we have, okay? And just keep it simple. It's like a tennis match. Every conversation is like a tennis match, and you want to keep the ball going back and forth and back and forth, okay? So you don't give them your website. You don't give them every single detail possible. You want to remember that it's a tennis match back and forth. Okay. So after you're having those conversations, you know, we'll talk about like how to close them and things like that. But just keep the conversation going for as long as you can until they're ready to order. And then you can give them your website or take their information to get their order in. Okay? So maybe now you reached out to them and about your business opportunity or my Facebook message, and you know, you're talking about it and they're interested. And usually they'll say, okay, can you send me more information? This is the part of the system that we call third-party validation. Okay, so there's multiple ways that you can send third-party validation. Okay, if they're interested in the product, you can send them a product video. You can send them your before and afters. You can send them, you know, the company story. You can send them the more information email that I've created and is generic for everyone in our team page. And it outlines the business. Okay. So, or you can give them my opportunity call that I've recorded with Elizabeth Guess, and, you know, or any opportunity call that you think would suit them. Okay. There's tons. You go into the Cutler Crew, click on photos, and there's a photo album called opportunity calls, and you could just pick one, anyone. They're pretty much all good. Okay, so then after you send your third-party validation or method of how you want to get this conversation going, then you're going to want to set a date to follow up. Okay, so here's when I like to use my line, if I would you. And you're going to use this a lot. It has to become one of the most common phrases you ever use in this business, okay? So maybe you've put out a post to give out some samples to people and some people have responded, or, you know, this person is interested and, you know, maybe they want to try the product first. So you're going to say, if I give you a sample, or if I send you more information, which is our third-party validation, would you listen to it? Would you use it and give me your feedback? Okay? So if I do X, would you? So you don't want to be just giving out your samples and money to people who never asked for it. didn't agree to use it, and then you're at that awkward place where you now have to follow up with them and you don't know what to say because maybe they didn't want it in the first place, okay? So if I give you this sample or I send you this information on this product, would you tell me what it says or what you think? So you could send them the solution tool. Take the solution tool because I'm new and I'm not sure about your skin concerns, and then let me know what it says. Okay, so then you're going to break down your conversation into what are they looking for? What is their budget? And you can talk about the product and show some before and afters and keep the conversation going back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so if you decided that they were going to look over some information about the business, you want to set a date. Okay, so after they agree, if I would you, great. When do you think you could listen to it by? When do you think you'll use the sample? And then they're going to give you a date and you're going to say, great, I'm going to call you on Thursday or Friday. Great, I'll follow up with you on Tuesday. Okay, and you have to be committed and then follow up with them. Do what you're going to say. So they've set the terms, they've agreed to use it, they know when you're following up, and they decided all of these things. Okay, so this is a more effective way to communicate with people about the business. Okay, so after you've done that, the three-way call, so if say they're interested in the business and one of your third-party validations is to get on a call with them, you can always invite your sponsor in. So I'm not going to get into the three-way call today because that's an entire training in itself. But I just want to give you some tools on how to talk to people and how to reach out to people and, you know, what it's like and how to keep the conversation going and how to get people to use your stuff and all that kind of stuff, okay? How to not get them to disappear on you. Okay. So I had some notes just to make sure that I didn't forget anything. Okay, so as you start going through your list of people that you're talking to, it's important that you have some kind of like either a spreadsheet, if you're like an Excel girl, or if you're a pen and paper girl, some kind of like columnar tab where you can like write their names and then they'll have like a bunch of columns that you can follow up. So for example, you know, say I had a friend, I see she just popped on here, Michelle. Okay, so I had her name, and the first time I ever talked to her about the business was like in 2013. Okay, so I'd reach out about the business that's coming to Canada 2013, positive or negative. Okay, and then in the next tab, like when you're going to follow up. And if you have a lot of people on this list, then it's going to be a while before you loop back to the top again. Okay, so and I have some great follow-up language to kind of share with you, but a great example is Michelle, if you're here still watching. You know, we talked about the business for a long time and it just wasn't the right timing for her. So it took a while, but you know, what if I quit? You know, you never know who's going to join you when. So you just kind of have to plug along and follow up with people, and everybody kind of comes back into, you know, to join you or buy some product in their own time. Okay, so you just have to be respectful of people's times. Build up the skills that's required to be successful in this business. Learn about yourself, get better and better and better, and then they're going to come full circle and you'll be better at talking to them and closing them. Okay? So, what are some ways to follow up with people if maybe they've ignored you or it's been a while and, you know, you want some way to follow up with them? So, a way that I follow up with people who have ignored me is usually I say something like, listen, I just want you to take me reaching out to you about my business or, you know, I'm excited about it with the utmost respect, because you want to share a life-changing, you know, opportunity with them. So I'm going to post my follow-up language in this group and you can copy it or keep it handy. But essentially it's coming at them being like, listen, I get that this may or not be the right time for you, or it might not be a great fit, but I just want you to know that I want you to take me reaching out to you and sharing this with you with the utmost respect. Okay? So that's how you're going to follow up with people that maybe ignore you. Okay? When you're following up with people who maybe responded and then they, got a little MIA. There's multiple ways and reasons for you to reach back around to them, okay? And I'm going to go through some of those reasons. But what I want you to remember when you do reach out to these people is keep it super lighthearted, keep it like authentic and keep it fun or funny, just so that there's not like high pressure and that you actually care about them as a person and not just if they buy from you, okay? So here's some reasons that I want to give you to follow up with people, okay? So maybe we have a new product launch, which we do. Exactly, Carrie, exactly. It is a compliment. You think that they would be good at this, or you would love to work with them. They have specific skills. So share that with people. She makes a good point. Like, why do you want this person to join you? You can tell them that. Listen, I'm reaching out to you because you are so socially well connected. You are brilliant, you are smart, you are organized, whatever. And I think that you would add a lot of value, and just please take it as a compliment or the utmost respect for you, okay? So here's some more reasons. So you're going to follow up with people and loop back with them when we have a new product launch or a new country launch, which both of those things are coming here in quarter 2. You're going to reach out initially about your new business venture, or, you want to share your story with them. So, and be real. So maybe you suffered with acne, or you suffered with your skin and you were not confident, and this is the story you want to share with them. You reach out to them for your new business venture, or maybe you hit a new promotion, or, maybe you're growing in a city. Like, do they know somebody in this area because you are growing your business in that area? Okay. So those are the different reasons that you can have to follow up with people. And the new promotion that's here right now for, the 50 samples that they get in, the 50 sample thing that's ending here in a couple days. So it's a good way to reach out to people or loop back with people that were interested in the business. Okay. So I shared the reasons, how to follow up, tracking on your spreadsheet. Make sure that you're writing things down and staying organized in your planner. If someone said to you, message me when I have my baby. Well, you got to flip like 6 months ahead and write down, like, follow up with so-and-so, or make notes of it in your spreadsheet. Okay. So, okay. What else we got? I wrote down that when you are reaching out or talking to people, make sure you're authentic and make sure you come at it from a place of like, you want to help them, be you, be real, because I feel like people can see right through that stuff. They know when you're sending a tacky scripted message to someone. So just don't do that. Just be real and be you. But you do have to talk to people. Okay. So another thing that I want you to remember in your tennis matches, okay? So you're thinking, okay, well, I've piqued their interest. Maybe they're interested in it, or they sent me a message first or whatever. So how do you keep the tennis match going back and forth, okay? So if you watch the webinar that I posted before, the Sonia Stringer webinar, the magic words, that webinar is so critical because it teaches you how to talk to people in a way that you can sell what you're doing better. Okay, so you got to focus 80% on the benefits and the results that it's doing for you, or doing for other people. Okay, 20% on like the ingredients and details and things like that. Because when you start getting into like the ingredients and the science and the background, like, people get glazed over. They just are wondering, like, what does this have to do with me? Like, why do I care? Okay, so I'm going to give you an example that I often give like my new people that I train. So if you're selling like a weight loss supplement or something like that, and someone asks you about it, okay? So I'm going to give you 2 types of language, and I want you to really like see the difference. Okay. So someone can mention, what are you using? And you're like, oh my gosh, like, it's so exciting. Like, these 2 doctors found it in the African jungle, and it like works on, these types of cells and burns your carbs and this and that. And you start getting into all the dynamics of those things. Okay. People get completely glazed over and like it means nothing to them. Versus if you use something like, Well, I have no idea. I started taking it. I immediately slept better that night. I had more energy. I lost 4 pant sizes in 4 weeks, and my husband can't keep his hands off me. Okay, so do you see how one was focused on the details of the product and the ingredients and where it was founded and blah, blah, blah? No one cares. Versus, what is it doing for you? You're saying, I immediately had more energy. Okay, so if we relate it to skincare, I started using it. I immediately felt the difference in the texture of my skin. Within 4 weeks, I was using less makeup. I feel more confident in myself, and my husband compliments me all the time. Okay, so those are the results and the benefits that you have to focus on when you're talking to people. Okay, and you have to come from a place, people who are really good at this business are really good at evoking an emotion in someone, because there's different types of shoppers, okay? And females, let's just be real, are emotional shoppers, okay? We buy makeup, weight loss stuff, an outfit, or something because we envision and we can feel how that is going to make us feel if we buy it. And we want that. We buy it because of how we think it's going to make us feel. Okay? And that's just the type of shoppers that we are. So you got to remember and you got to understand the mentality of people, and that they're interested in how. Oh, sorry. I want you to remember, like, focus on the benefits and evoking that emotion in people. Okay? So, and how do you do that? You have to figure out what their problem is. So that's what I talked about before, about becoming the private investigator and asking a lot of questions and making it be about them and figuring that all out before you present something. Okay? Because there's no sense in presenting something, life-changing skincare, if they're perfectly happy with what they're using and their skin is flawless and they have no interest. Okay? So you have to figure out what they're interested in. So that's pretty much it that I have for you. And I just want to leave you with, as you talk to people, you're going to get better and better and better. You're not going to get better if you don't practice doing it. And everybody was awful when we first started, okay? I look back at some of my messages and I'm like, I'm mortified at some of the things I did. So I just want it to go easier for you, and for you to get into the healthy habits faster, and to teach this to your team. Okay? So, and when you're reaching out to people, I want you to keep in mind to keep your options as open as possible. So if you reach out to someone with the language that I told you, hey Meredith, looks like you're doing well. Augie is so adorable. I love seeing all his pictures. How are you doing? I would love to share my story with you. You may have seen on Facebook what I'm doing. I started a new business. I'm super passionate about it. I would love to share my story with you. If nothing else, let's catch up. Okay? So I want you to start with your business opportunity. Okay? Because if you start with the product, then they say no. You can't say, oh, well, what about the business? Okay, so it just doesn't work that way. So you want to keep your options as open as possible. Lead with the business, why you're doing it, or what it's doing for other people, or what you hope to do with that language. I'll post it in the group for you, and lead with that. If they're not interested, then you can default to the product. Okay, well, have you heard that we're the #1 anti-aging company in the entire United States? You could share your before and afters, lead with that. If they're not interested in the product, I totally understand. Keep me in mind if you ever change your skincare. I would love to be your girl. And then after that, you could say, listen, I would love it if you could connect. You may know someone that this business would be perfect for. I'm growing my business all over the United States, Canada, and going into Australia. And you may know someone that this would be a perfect fit for. And you can give them some kind of reward for putting you into contact with people. Okay? So that's all I have for you today. I love you guys. I hope this helped, and have an amazing